Hello, boys and girls. This is our new lesson. I am Mr. Tomás, as always, and this is, well, the Intermediate English course for Business English. This is our 11th lesson from Unit 3. Remember, we're still dealing with stress in the working environment. Today is 9th of February. My God, it's 9th of February. I know I always say that, but it feels as if the year is moving too fast. Although, well, uh-huh, you can always say that it's not moving at all. But well, yes, let's see. For today, I have prepared a reading activity. So let's go on. This is called a career change. There you can see it. For example, it says here, before you read the article, you have to discuss these questions. And well, I haven't got anyone here to chat with, but I think I can just tell you what I think. For example, it says, do you prefer a slow or a fast pace of life, and why? It says here, and well, I prefer a slow pace of life. Leave it on the comments as always what you think, what you like, so that I know that you're watching me. I prefer to work that way. If you can, obviously. And why? It's simply, well, because I think that you work better when you are doing things slowly. And so if you're doing something too quick, it may not last the way you want it to yes, the way you want it to, the amounts of years that you want to make it last. For example, all of our decisions, they must always take into account, in my opinion, future well, then the results at in a well, as regard always taking into account the future, your future. But well, that can be something for open for debate. For example, here it says, what can people do to have a good work-life balance? And I always say, do things, try to do it your way if you can. I know many people do not work the amount of hours they would like to be working. Uh, but well, for example, it's always a good idea to start your day before working to have just a nice breakfast. that's my that's my solution for everything. Just a good cup of coffee and you're off and you're good to go. Some people say they would like to leave the rat race. What do you think they mean? All right, you people, leave it on the comments. What do you think the rat race means? What does it mean when you leave the rat race? For example, well, do you think of a rat maybe running around in a wheel? Let me just draw a wheel. I'm not good at drawing. Well, we have a cat here, and well, a mouse here. Right, so that's the rat race. Well, there you can see a rat trapped in a wheel. That's my idea for a rat race. So what do you think it means when you want to leave the rat race? For example, think about this when you're trapped in a wheel. You're running and running around and there's no destination. For example, do you think we tend to run around with no destination in mind? Do we tend to live that way without any sort of planning, any sort of plan, any sort of vision, any sort of opportunity? Leave it on the comments. It's a good way to it's a very interesting thing to talk about, to give your opinion. You can always leave things on the comments, on the comment section. Remember that, so that I know what is your opinion. What do you think they mean? Very good. Okay, so now we are going to read the article below. Then we're going to decide whether these statements are true or false. And well, the first one says, Philomena had always wanted to be a market research consultant, but she soon found the job was too stressful. Then number 2 says, one day she realized she was not giving enough care to her husband because of her job. My God, he's so bad when it happens. Number 3, it took her more than 5 years to achieve a good work-life balance. Number 4, she did not write her first book exclusively for business people. And 5, these days she works up to 70 hours a week, but she's happy. My God. How can you be happy after working 70 hours a week? Right. Right, yes. Okay, so now we're going to read. Okay, it says here, Slow Down, You Move Too Fast by Rosalind Guy. It depends on the pronunciation, on the region, on the place you are from, actually. You don't know, because in French it could be Guy rather than Guy. Very good, it says here, Philomena 10 knows all about stress. By her early 30s, she was a successful, highly paid market research consultant who sometimes worked till 10 p.m. Oh, we had a lot of meetings and deadlines. We had to win projects, so I was writing proposals, making presentations, supervising staff, and she says. So, but she soon found the job too stressful. Very good. For a long time, she loved her job, and there were perks, lots of travel, for instance, but it was never what she had planned to do with her life. Like so many others, she just got involved in a career that had started accidentally. Well, that could happen. Tan had studied psychology and she was also good with statistics and computers. In the early 1980s, these were a rare and valuable combination of skills. Yes, I can see it probably was like that. Combination of skills, so Tan made steady progress up the corporate ladder. But the turning point came the year she spent the entire week of her husband's birthday in Brisbane running market research groups while he was alone in Melbourne. She spent the entire week of her husband's birthday in Brisbane running market research groups. My God. Enough care. Well, that's debatable. Very good. While he was alone in Melbourne, it made her examine her life and think about what she was really contributing to society. Tan planned her escape carefully. She saved money and returned to study. A decade later, it was all come together. It has all come together, and she is happy. The research she did for a doctorate in psychology not only added to her qualifications, as a psychologist and psychotherapist, but gave her the raw material for her first book, Leaving the Rat Race to Get Alive. A handbook, that's a very cool expression, get alive. Have you ever seen it? Right. Get alive, a handbook for anyone seriously considering changing the paces of their lives. Changing the pace, sorry, of their lives. These days, Tan is in private practice in her local community, does yoga and chooses her own hours. She really works more than 4 days a week, and because she sees her clients in the evening, she keeps her afternoons free to catch up with reading, meet with friends, or research her next book. She is happy. When you're working up to 70 hours a week, you don't have time for this, she says. So, the final one is false. You don't have time for this, she says. All right, so now we're going to start. It says here, Philomena always wanted to be a market research consultant, but soon she found the job too stressful. Well, she said it was accidentally. A career that had started accidentally. So it's false here. Although you could say that the first part here is true. No, the first part here is false, but the second part here is true. You could say that. That's open for debate. So if you wrote true, then well, you can leave it on the comments and tell me what you think. Right, so one day she realized she was not giving enough care to her husband because of her job. Well, and so in this case, it says here, it made her examine her life and think about what she was really contributing. So we could say that it's true. When he returned to study a decade later, it has all come together. More than 5 years, so the number 3 is actually true. She did not write her first book exclusively for business people. Yes, so it's true as well. So let's leave it like that. Afterwards, if you have another opinion as to the answers for the task here, for this activity, you can actually say it and you can actually tell me and we can chat on it. We can debate a little bit on the answers because some of them may be true and some of them may be false, and sorry to be so redundant. Right, so it says here, number C, letter C says, complete these phrases with verbs from the box. And so, well, we have do, keep, make, spend. So there are two options with two words. You have the same option. Not the same option, but different uses of the same verb. It's a very interesting. I love these types of exercises. It's very good linguistically for your brain. Right, so we have, well, in this case, it's you can first think, is it to do a presentation? Is it to keep a presentation? Is it to make a presentation? Is it to spend a presentation? And well, we have that it's obvious that it's not do, it's not keep, it's not spend, but it can only be make. So yes, we'll leave it like that. Well, and here it says to a week somewhere. And so you can do the same process all over again. You can say to do a week somewhere, to keep a week somewhere, to make a week somewhere, to spend a week somewhere. And well, it's not do, it's not keep, it's not make. It can only be spend. And so yes, it's to spend a week somewhere. I hope you use that. I've started designing the final examinations, so I hope you take into account this advice. Trust me, it could be helpful for you. So we mark it here. We say it's not make, it's not spend. So well, here it says, sorry, let's make it bigger. Here it says to research. Well, you can do the process all over again. Is it to do a research? Is it to keep a research? Is it to make a research? Well, it's obviously that it's not to keep a research. You could say to keep on researching. That's something that you could say with the verb to keep, but it's not what the activity is asking you here. So you don't keep a presentation, you don't make a sorry you don't keep a research, you don't make a research, although I think make could actually be possible, but well, in order, let's say that it's not what the activity is asking you, so it's only to do research, and it's not to do a research, it's to do research. Although, sorry, scratch that. I think it could be possible to do a research. So yes, well, let's put it right here. Oh, sorry. And it says here, to one's afternoons free. And well, you can do the same process all over again. Is it to do one's afternoon free, to keep one's afternoons free, to make one's afternoons free? And well, God, there are so many options. Well, in this case, it's not to do, it's not to make, it can only be to keep one's afternoons free. Do you do that? Do you keep your afternoons free? Because it's always nice to make a time for yourself. I hope you do, trust me. This unit is about stress releasing. It's about dealing with stress. That's why the unit is called dealing with stress. So I hope you keep your afternoons free, or maybe your nights free, your mornings free a little bit. I know many people work in the morning, so I know that keeping your mornings free isn't much of an option, but some time of the day to keep it for you, that is a very stress releasing activity. Right, so it says here to yoga. And so well, we just scratched keep, so we can only do to do yoga, to make yoga, and well, it's not to make yoga, It can only be to do. And so we say here to do yoga. We leave it written here. And well, yes, we just say to do. And in this case, it's to make steady progress. And so, well, yes, if you can also say to do steady progress. I am not sure. If you know any other possibilities, tell me on the comment section. Please do it. Tell me, trust me, I'm always there. I'm always there to supervise and to see if any one of you wants to say something. You can leave it on the comment section. This is an open. I always offer you the chance to come to class and to learn with me. Always remember that. It's not necessary for you to always be on the lookout for any video that I upload, apart from the fact that you are supposed to be on the lookout. But you can always come to class and learn with me. Trust me. Very good. So this is the final exercise here. It says, rank these situations from 1 to most stressful to 9 least stressful. Then discuss your choices. Well, we can say, well, in this case, I hope tell me on the comment section which were the most stressful for you from all of them, because this is a very interesting exercise. We have ranked these situations from 1 to most stressful to 9 to least stressful, and then discuss it. Well, you can say, making a presentation to senior executives. My God, that is, well, it can be making a presentation to a teacher, not necessarily to a senior executive. It can also be transferred to other types of stressful environments, like a classroom, which can be stressful for students and for teachers, all the same. But it's so rewarding, trust me. It's worth it. Making a presentation to senior executives, you have leading a formal meeting. Well, it can be what I do when I'm leading the class. I'm leading you somehow. Telephoning in English, tell me if this is stressful for you, because I would really love to know. Well, telephoning in English is my least stressful, so I'm going to put a 9 there already. I don't care. Very good. It says here, writing a report with a tight deadline. God, that is very stressing, but I'm going to keep on reading. It reminds me of the fact when I was supposed to deliver lesson planning, such as these types of classes. Very good. So we have negotiating a very valuable contract. Now let's move it here and say 8. And we have meeting important visitors from abroad for the first time. Yes, it could be stressful. Let's put a 7 on it. Right, so it says here 7. Asking your boss for a pay raise. My God, it's so appalling. That's a new word for you, appalling. That is when something is extremely frightening or shocking. Very good. It could be asking your boss for a pay raise. Right, it says here, dealing with a customer who has made a complaint. Being afraid of losing one's job. My God, it has to be so stressing. But well, I'm not actually afraid, but well then, number one here it says, making a presentation to senior executives. No, no, my most stressful would be, at least mine, because I can compare it to delivering a class. So yes, my first one is this one, leading a formal meeting. Well, making a presentation to senior executives. Two, number three, number four, that's a major complaint. Well, all of this, if any one of you is a teacher, all of this can be transferred to our job, to our profession, the teaching profession. It can be comparable to it a little bit. Writing a report with a tight deadline, it could be. So yes, number five. So, well, yes. Number six. Then afterwards, leave it on the comment section. Trust me, tell me, please, which of these situations would be the most stressful for you? It could be, it deals a little bit with the business working environment, but it could be transferred to other types of areas, other types of professions. I know it could be, but I'm really sorry if you didn't feel, if you didn't relate it to your, if it doesn't relate to your actual job. This book is intended for business people, but it could be useful for, I told you, many types of professions, not necessarily just for businesses. And well, at the same time, this is called English for business. Let's go back here. It says here. Well, remember that it's intermediate English course of a business English. And so, well, people, I hope you liked it. I'm going to upload the answers for the guide here along with this video. And well, I'll see you again next week. And please tell me on the comment section which would be the most stressful situation for you, and tell me whether you actually like the activity, because it's very nice. Trust me. I've started preparing the final examination, and I would really like to know whether you're whether the level here, is it too much, is it too hard. I cannot make it easier, but I can just take into account your problems. So, well, here I'm going to stop recording, and thank you, people. Thank you, guys, boys and girls, and I'll see you next week. Have a nice day.